Why does the name Jezebel evoke such strong images of wickedness and power? As the infamous queen married to King Ahab, Jezebel's influence over Israel in the 9th century BCE was profound and tumultuous. Her introduction of Baal worship and her ruthless actions left an indelible mark on the nation's history. Jezebel's story is a blend of ambition, idolatry, and intense religious conflict, painting a picture of a woman whose actions have far-reaching consequences. Her legacy, filled with intrigue and tragedy, continues to captivate and caution us. Now let's explore the life and legacy of Jezebel, uncovering the dramatic events and enduring symbolism that define her place in biblical history. Introduction to Jezebel. Jezebel, the infamous queen married to King Ahab, held sway over the kingdom of Israel during the tumultuous 9th century BCE. Her role as queen was marked by a profound impact on the spiritual and cultural fabric of the nation, steering it through periods of significant internal strife and religious conflict. Jezebel's introduction of the worship of the Phoenician god Baal to Israel was a direct challenge to the monotheistic worship of Yahweh, which had long dominated the religious landscape. This act not only altered the religious allegiance of the nation, but also set the stage for a series of confrontations and turmoil. Her forceful personality and determined policies shifted Israel's religious practices and political alliances, drawing both ire and admiration. Her actions, often seen as manipulative and ruthless, were driven by a complex mix of ambition, devout belief, and a fierce loyalty to her native Phoenician roots. Jezebel's story is one of power, controversy, and tragedy, leaving a legacy that has made her a subject of fascination and vilification in the historical and biblical narrative. As we explore her life, we uncover a narrative filled with drama, intrigue, and profound consequences, reflecting the enduring complexity of her character and reign. Championing Baal worship. Jezebel's reign marked a significant religious shift in Israel as she fervently introduced and promoted the worship of Baal Melkart, a Tyrian god associated with nature and fertility. This introduction was not merely a personal preference, but a strategic move that reflected her Phoenician heritage and her desire to integrate Tyrian influence into the fabric of Israelite society. The worship of Baal stood in stark contrast to the existing worship of Yahweh, which demanded exclusivity and prohibited the veneration of other deities. This clash of beliefs led to a profound cultural and religious tension within the kingdom, as the traditional monotheistic practices of the Hebrew people were challenged by the polytheistic and ritualistic practices associated with Baal. Jezebel's actions did not just add another god to the Israelite pantheon, but attempted to supplant Yahweh as the central focus of religious worship, which incited significant resistance and unrest among the prophets and followers of Yahweh. Her commitment to establishing Baal worship was seen as a direct threat to the religious identity and spiritual governance of Israel, setting the stage for some of the most dramatic and consequential religious conflicts in biblical history. Persecution of Yahweh's prophets. Jezebel's fervor for Baal worship was matched by her hostility toward the prophets of Yahweh, leading to a dark period of persecution. With ruthless determination, she sought to eradicate the influence of Yahweh from Israel by ordering the execution of his prophets. This campaign of terror was not just about eliminating dissent, but was a strategic effort to consolidate Baal's religious dominance in the kingdom. Jezebel's actions provoked a severe divine response, a crippling drought that lasted for years, symbolizing the heavens' closure in response to the nation's spiritual apostasy. This drought was not merely a natural anomaly, but a direct consequence and a divine indictment of Jezebel's policies and her disregard for the covenantal relationship between Yahweh and Israel. The drought served as a harsh reminder of the spiritual and moral decay that had set in under Jezebel's influence, highlighting the devastating impact of her reign not only on the prophets, but on the land and people as well. A relentless pursuit of the prophets painted a grim picture of the lengths to which she would go to achieve her religious and political goals, setting her on a collision course with some of the most defiant figures of her time, including the prophet Elijah. The contest on Mount Carmel. In one of the most gripping moments in biblical history, the prophet Elijah faced off against Jezebel's priests of Baal on Mount Carmel. This dramatic confrontation was a high-stakes test of divine power. Elijah boldly challenged the Baal priests to call upon their God to light a sacrificial fire. Despite their fervent prayers and rituals, Baal's priests could not ignite the flames. Elijah then called upon Yahweh, and a mighty fire instantly consumed his offering, the wood, and even the water in the trench surrounding the altar. This undeniable display of Yahweh's power left no doubt about the true God, discrediting Baal and his worshippers. Jezebel's priests were left humiliated, and Elijah's victory was a powerful affirmation of Yahweh's supremacy. This event significantly undermined Jezebel's efforts to promote Baal worship and reinforced the spiritual conflict that defined her reign. The contest on Mount Carmel stands as a testament to Elijah's faith and courage, highlighting the intense religious strife and the dramatic, miraculous events that marked Jezebel's turbulent influence over Israel. Naboth's vineyard. Jezebel's ruthless ambition reached a chilling peak with the tragic story of Naboth's vineyard. Naboth, a simple commoner, owned a prized vineyard that lay next to King Ahab's palace. When Naboth refused to sell his ancestral land, Jezebel devised a sinister plot to secure it for her husband. She orchestrated false accusations against Naboth, accusing him of blasphemy and treason. These charges led to a mock trial where Naboth was unjustly condemned and stoned to death. With Naboth eliminated, Ahab seized the vineyard without opposition. This cold-blooded act of deceit and murder highlighted Jezebel's willingness to abuse her power to achieve her goals. The vineyard incident starkly illustrated the moral decay and corruption at the heart of Jezebel and Ahab's reign, causing widespread outrage and fear among the people of Israel. This ruthless manipulation and exploitation of justice not only sealed Naboth's tragic fate, but also sowed the seeds of divine retribution that would eventually fall upon Jezebel and her dynasty. Naboth's vineyard stands as a potent symbol of the abuse of power and the inevitable consequences of tyranny. Elijah's prophecy and Jezebel's fate. Elijah's confrontation with Ahab marked a pivotal moment, as he boldly predicted a grim fate for Jezebel. According to his prophecy, dogs in Jezreel would devour her, signaling divine judgment for her wicked deeds. This chilling forecast hung over Jezebel's reign, a constant reminder of her impending doom. A few years later, Jehu, anointed by the prophet Elisha, rose against the house of Ahab. With unyielding determination, Jehu approached Jezreel, where Jezebel faced her final reckoning. As Jehu entered the city, Jezebel met him with defiance, but her allies betrayed her, casting her from a window. Her body was left to be consumed by dogs, exactly as Elijah had foretold. This dramatic end not only fulfilled the prophecy, but also symbolized the collapse of Jezebel's power and influence. Her death was a stark reminder of the consequences of her relentless pursuit of power and her disregard for divine authority. Elijah's prophecy and its fulfillment underscored the themes of justice and retribution that permeate Jezebel's story, illustrating the ultimate downfall of those who defy the moral and spiritual order. Legacy and symbolism. Jezebel's legacy endures as a powerful symbol of wickedness in biblical narratives, representing the perilous consequences of idolatry cruelty, and the abuse of power. Her actions, from introducing Baal worship to orchestrating Naboth's death, exemplify the extremes of moral and spiritual corruption. Jezebel's name has become synonymous with manipulation and ruthless ambition, often cited as a cautionary tale against the allure of unchecked power. Her influence on King Ahab and the kingdom of Israel underscores the destructive potential of a leader who defies ethical and religious norms for personal gain. Jezebel's story serves as a timeless warning about the dangers of turning away from righteous paths and the inevitable downfall that follows. Her life and death illustrate the biblical principle that divine justice ultimately prevails, no matter how powerful or invincible one might seem. The enduring fascination with Jezebel's character lies in her complex nature, both a devoted queen and a figure of moral infamy, making her a compelling study in the consequences of defiance against divine order and the enduring impact of one's legacy on history and culture. As we conclude the tale of Jezebel, we see how her actions and legacy continue to resonate as powerful warnings against idolatry and the abuse of power. If you found this exploration of biblical history intriguing, be sure to subscribe to Holy Tales for more captivating stories and lessons from the Scriptures. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment with your thoughts on Jezebel's impact. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more enlightening content.